the screen also with you. Okay, so today what we are going to do is these 4 things which you can see here: formatting a table, aligning text using tabs or spaces, converting text to table, page settings, and page border. These are, with these topics we will wind up your textbook syllabus. But please remember, I will keep posting videos further also, so that you get an in-depth knowledge about various other options also. Okay, remember, our objective is not just to stick to the textbook syllabus, but also to learn the software, to master the software. Okay, so I will keep posting such videos. Please do watch them whenever you get time. So now we have the first thing, that is formatting a table. So we had created a table, if you remember, this was the table, and we had formatted this also. Today we will create a proper table like this. So it will take some time. I will create the table only for first 5 records. So just be a little patient. So we will go to the insert menu. I will switch on the magnifier. I will go to the insert menu, insert tab, tables group, and from here I will select how many, 6 rows, and how many columns, a total of 7 columns. So this is it, and now I'm going to enter the data. This is date of application, students. Date of app is for date of application. Please mute yourself. Somebody has unmuted. Mute yourself. Mute your mic. Yes, so we have completed our table. So our table is like this. And now how to format the table. So first of all, you have to select your table. Now you'll go to table tools, and from there, instead of going to the layout tab, you'll go to the design tab. And from here, table styles. You will get a lot of inbuilt table styles, as you can see over here. Whenever I am hovering my mouse pointer on top of any of these styles, it is getting applied. So suppose this one, you can see how it looks like. Then I'm going to again change the table style. This is another table style. So these are some predefined table styles or table formats which you can apply on your table. If you don't want these, you can also modify the table style by going to this option, modify table style. And from here, you can give any name, my custom style, and you can set anything, any color over here. Like for example, here you can set apply formatting to. Now here you can select either whole table or you can choose header row. So I'm choosing header row, and I can change its color to say red color. and I can set the formatting as, maybe I can set this format over here. I can remove bold style. I can set the text color as yellow. Okay. And similarly, I can have total row, that is all the rows, or maybe odd banded rows. Now you can see over here, which are the odd banded rows. Let us just try to change something over there. So these are the odd banded rows. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So east is 1, west is 2, south is 3, total is 4. So over here 1 and 3, if I want to change the formatting for 1 and 3, I will be selecting what? Odd banded rows. And if I want to change it for even banded rows, I will, that is west and total, I will be selecting even banded rows. So for each of them, you can select any color. Like I've changed the text color. I can also change the formatting. I can select some other color, say green color. And this is how I can format these according to my requirement. Odd banded columns, here also I can change the color. So I have changed the color over here. So you can change the color according to your requirement, although this is not looking that presentable. So this is how you can change the color. Click on OK, and this is how your table will look like. So you can modify the design also. Okay, so this is your custom style. You can see the name also, my custom style. So for this, you will need some patience to sit and apply your custom style on it. And from here, you can also create a new table style. A simple table is given. You can just type the name of it, and using this, whether whole table, header row, total row, first column, last column, odd banded rows, even banded rows, odd columns is this one. 1, 2, it is like this. 1 second. Odd banded columns. Now, if I change it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all the columns which are odd in number, 1, 3, 5, these are odd banded columns. Even banded columns, 2 and 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are even banded columns. Similarly, odd banded rows. So odd banded rows would be, if I just change the color and make it as green color, so you'll be able to see odd banded rows. Now over here, we already have it on the column, so it is not showing the row formatting. So for this, you need to remove the column formatting. Let me try this out. Yes. So actually, the problem is, students, column, when you format columns, it completely replaces the rows. Okay. So you have to remove the formatting from your columns first. No color. Now when you press no color, you will be able to see the specification for rows over here. Understood? So this is how you need to do it. I'll just select odd banded rows, and for this I have already given this green color, and for even banded rows I'll be selecting some other color, maybe this color, and you can see this color over here. Okay, this is how we can format a table according to our own requirement. Header row, you can give a totally different setting to the header row, maybe this one, and you can also give a border. So for the border, I'm selecting black color, and I've given a border, so it is applied only on the header row. You select the whole table and the border is applied on all the cells of the table. Click on OK and you will get it. Now, once I clicked on OK, it wasn't saved because, 1 second. Yes, that is because I did not give it any proper name. So I need to give it a proper name. So you need to save it as a proper name. So I'll be uploading a detailed video on this. We don't have much time, so I am just jumping through this topic today. Yes.
Ma'am, I have left the meeting for 10 minutes because ma'am, I was doing my laptop restarting.
Okay, okay, it's okay. No problem.
So ma'am, I
Okay.
thought that I should tell you.
Okay, thank you for telling me. So we have
Thank
this,
you, ma'am.
then shading. You can give a shading in the background and you can see how it looks like. So you can select, if you're not satisfied with that color, you can select any light color and this will shade the entire table. If you want, you can also shade a particular column and provide it a shade. Like for example, this. So I've provided a different shade only to this column itself. From here, you can also provide borders to your table. You can see borders option. Now there are various borders: bottom border, top border, left border, right border, no border, all borders, outside borders, inside borders. So inside borders, you can see only the outer border is not there. Other grid lines are there. Outside border, inside borders are not there. All borders, entire table has borders. So you can select that and you can also select the pen color. So let me select the pen color as green and again click on this border. So it will change the border color to green color. If you want, you can also select its weight. That is, you want to make this border line thicker. So just select it, go to this and select a proper thickness and again click on this border. So you will get thick border line for this entire table. Now this is not looking very nice. So you can again change it and reduce the thickness and again click on this. Whenever you make any changes, you have to click on the border button so that you get the border on the table. So this way you can format your table. Next is aligning text using tabs and spaces. Now how to align text? Let me open a new document. Now what we are going to do
Ma'am,
in this table is, yes,
ma'am, I cannot see your screen.
check your internet connection, my dear. I've already shared the screen. Okay, check the internet connection. Sit somewhere where you get maximum coverage. Okay, uh, you can switch the data off and on and just check it, or
Okay,
you
ma'am.
can do one thing: hang up first, switch the data on and off, and then rejoin the meeting. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a table from text. So for this, we need some text. So how we can create some text? So let us start with a small table of students containing students' roll number, students' name, class, and section. 4 things will be there. Okay. So how are we going to do it? Simple. I typed student roll number. Just give a space in between. Type student name. Maybe I can type it like this: student name. A simple student I have typed. Then a space, class, then a space and section. Then enter one. Remember, give only one space in between the values. Space, name of the student. Now the problem with this is you can type the student's name, but you cannot give the surname of the student, because even for typing surname, you have to give what? One space, right? So I'm going to simply type the class and quickly I'm going to type a few names. So I've typed these few names. Now using this data, I want to create a table. So what will I do? I will first select this text. Now I'll go to insert, I'll go to table, and now you can see that convert text to table option gets enabled. It gets activated. Click on this. Now how many columns you want? I want roll number, student, class, section. How many columns? 4 columns. And separate the text
4.
at. Where do I need to separate the text? Wherever I have typed a space. Now you can see that roll number it contains one space, so I will remove that roll number. Okay, space will only be there where I need to separate the cells. Go to convert text to table, type 4, and over here we will go to, there are 4 options: paragraphs, commas, tabs, or other. So I'll click on other and type a space over here. You can see in the magnification view, there is one space. Click on OK, and you can see that this entire text gets converted in the form of a table. I'm pressing Ctrl Z. Now we will make some changes, okay, because I want that there should be a space between roll number, okay. Then I want to type the student as student name, okay. Class section, I want to also type the surname of the student. So I have also typed it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to separate each of these fields with a comma. That is comma separated values. So there, now all these values will be separated only by a single comma. So now we have separated everything by a comma. Now I will select them again. Go to insert, table, convert text to table. Again, number of columns, I want it as 4. Separate text at, I will select commas. Click on OK, and you can see that this entire text gets converted in the form of a table. Is this clear to everybody? For doing this, it is necessary that you first decide how you will separate all the cells within the text. Like I want roll number as one cell, student name as one cell, class as one cell. So I'll have to decide on the separator character also. Which character will separate these values? Okay. And based on these values only, I'll just explain it, students. Please pay attention. Please get my graphic tablet. Where I have written roll number, okay, student name, class, and section. When this text gets converted into table, I want that separation should be over here. And so wherever I want a separation, I have put a separator there, and that separator is what? Comma. Earlier, I had put a white space. But the problem with space is, here also we have a space, here also we have a space. And if we are typing someone's name, that name also has space. Okay, if I have a name, one of the students of this class only, this name has a first name, a middle name, and a last name. So again, in between you have spaces. So you cannot, space is not a very good option as a separator. A very good option is a comma. In case when you don't have a comma, you can use a tab also. Now for doing this tab work, I need to explain how to create a table using tab spaces. So let us see that first. We'll go back. Now this whole thing I'm going to delete. And what we are going to do is we are going to create a table and let that table be this table which we had created earlier. this same table. Okay, so I'm just copying this part and pasting it over here. Now what I want is, I want coach ID to start here, then I want coach name, then I want age, sports, date of application, pay, and then I want sex. So how do I get this? Now look
Ma'am,
here carefully. Yes.
ma'am, there was a network problem. That's why I have hung up and rejoined again.
Okay, fine. No problem. Very good that you told me.
Yes, ma'am.
So what's your name?
Ma'am, Divyansh
Okay.
Lamania.
Okay. No problem. So now we are going to, now watch this very carefully, students, because we are going to work with tab spaces. Okay. Now you can see this ruler bar over here. Everybody can see the ruler bar on the left, extreme left
Yes,
hand
ma'am.
side. What do you see? What is this symbol? Check the magnification view and tell me.
I'm
What
left.
do you see? Yes, extreme left hand side where I have placed my mouse pointer. वहां पे क्या दिख रहा है?
Ma'am, L.
Yes, you can see an L over there, right? This L stands for left tab. This L stands for left tab. Similarly, we have this, which will be right tab. We will have this, which is center tab. And we will have one more with a small dot, which is decimal tab. So we will be using these tabs in formatting this page. Okay, how? So firstly, L is there. So I'm going to just click an L. I'll assume that this coach ID will start from this margin. From here only, you can see the margin over there. Next, coach name should start after leaving some space, maybe from here. So you can see I have just clicked on the ruler bar and the left tab has got inserted. Next is age. Now usually numbers should be right aligned. So I'll go to this tab here, click it once, it changes into a center tab, click it again, now it changes into a right tab. So after name is usually very long, so I will leave some space here and maybe somewhere over here I will click and insert a right tab. As you can see, that right tab is for age. Okay. Next is sports. So sports will be again left. So I will again click on this till I get a left tab. So now I got a left tab. And here after age, that is this right. This one was coach ID. This one was coach name. This one was age. And after age, I'm going to type sports. Sports is going to be long. So I'll leave some space. And from here, I will start the next one, that is date of application. Then I have pay, which is a number which has to be right aligned. So again, I'll go back there. I have selected right. And after date of application, somewhere here, I have taken pay. If you want, you can click this and you can shift it a little bit more. Okay. And lastly, I have a single letter column. So for this, I will just select left. Okay. Once it goes off, you have to click again. So now left, I'm going to start from here. I can give a little more spacing to pay, and left I can start at this place. Okay, so this is done and my cursor is here. Now everybody watch it very carefully. I will type here coach ID. Now you can see what I'm going to do is reduce the font size a little bit. Reduce the font size. Coach ID. Now you can see that this coach ID is exceeding this left. So I'll be simply selecting this coach ID and moving this left alignment a little bit more this side. Okay. Similarly, I will be sending other values also a little bit on their left side, right? Now see, my left is over here. Now when I press tab key on the keyboard, it goes to my next tab position. That is this one. You can see it is just vertically above this. So it goes to my next tab position when I press the tab key on the keyboard. Now I'm going to type here coach name. Then I'm going to again press tab, age. Now you can see age starts from the right side because I had provided what? Right alignment. Next is again left alignment for sports. So space sports. Then again tab. Now this tab was a little far away. That is for date of app. Then again a tab, it is also far away. That is for pay. And it also takes up right alignment and then again tab and the sex of the person. And press enter key after this 1. Now it automatically takes up bullets and numbering. So don't worry about it. Press tab. Instead of pressing tab, you can just press Ctrl Z quickly so that bullets and numbering goes off. Okay, the moment, because it automatically converts numbers into bullets and numbering style. So if you immediately press Ctrl Z, that is undo after that, it will quickly change back to its non-bullet form. So now coach name, age. Now I'm quickly just going to make sure that you go on pressing tab, and the moment you reach the end, press enter key so that this tab format is carried on to the next line also. Friends, you will need to watch this recording 2-3 times to understand how to give tab settings, because it is a bit typical topic over here. But once you learn it, you will be able to work properly. You can see how organized my table is looking, even though
Ma'am, you
I have
will
not
upload
used.
video on this topic also?
Yes, I will definitely upload video on this topic, and you can see the recording here also. Upload a video, don't worry. Then you can open the video, play it multiple times, and you can play alongside the video, right? Video देख कर लेना. And then M, and see, I press tab. I'll go back, shift tab. I'll go to the top, press end and then enter. Make sure you press enter after each line. Otherwise the tab would be disturbed. It won't be applied to the line. Then I have 1500, then I have M, then press enter 5, and the last one, Subin, 36, swimming, 12, 01, 1998, 750, M. We have completed this table. Now, how to convert this into a word table? For this, select the entire table. You go to insert, go to table, select what? Convert text to table. Click on this. Number of columns it has automatically taken. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's automatically taken the number of columns. Separate the text as or text at also, it has automatically taken tabs, because we are going to create cell borders wherever tab is there. Okay. Click on OK and it automatically changes this into a table. So this was table, creating a table using tabs. We have learned to create a table from text using space, using comma, and using tabs. I will be uploading this video later on, so it won't be difficult for you. This tab thing is a little tough. Okay. So don't worry. With that video, you will be able to understand everything. Only thing you need to practice, students. Okay. And now to convert into text from table. Now this is my table. I want to convert this into text. How to do that? I will select the table, go to table tools, layout option, and here in the data group, I will find the option convert to text. Click on it. Where do you want to separate the text? Paragraph marks or tabs? So I will take up tabs, click on OK. And now you can see that my table has been converted into text. Okay, this is how you can do this. Similarly, I had used split option on the table before. So what I'm going to do is first I will remove these extra lines. So for this, I'm going to select all of them, right click, delete cells, delete entire column. Click on OK. The column gets deleted. I will select the table, go to layout, convert to text, tabs. Click on OK and you can see tab spaces are there. This same thing you can again convert it back into table. Select everything, go to insert, table, convert text to table, number of columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and tabs. And you can see that a table is created again. But you won't get that formatting back. You will have to format the table again. Next is page settings. Now coming to page settings, you can see the pages over here. How many pages? 4 pages. Now page settings are important from the point of view of printing your document, students. If you have to print your document, page settings is very important. So for this, we will go to the layout menu. In this, you will find page setup group. Please write this down. Layout menu, layout tab, page setup group. Within this, you will find all the options necessary for formatting your page. Now in this, the first option is margins. Right now the margin is normal, that is 1 inch, 2.1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So it is 1 inch from all the sides. I can make it narrow. You can see how it becomes narrow. Now more text can be accommodated in a page. And you can also see the page margins from here. I'll press Ctrl Z. When you had pressed Ctrl Z, you can see how wide it is. When you select narrow from here, you can see that the margin has been reduced. It has been converted into 0.5 inches from all the side, which is 1.27 centimeters. Moderate is this. Wide is this. Okay, so you can select all of them, and if you don't want these, you can go to custom margins. From here, you can select your own custom margin. Suppose you want 0.75 inches. So 0.75 inches has to be converted into centimeters. How you can convert it into centimeters? You can go to a very simple thing I'll tell you. Quick conversion. Here just type centimeters to inches. It's a Google app. Just type here. The centimeters which was shown over here is, yes.
Ma'am, when you will give us marks?
Can I continue the topic? I've already told you in the beginning of the class.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you, ma'am, tell me after the class?
What is your name?
Ma'am, Arun.
Arun, can you be a little patient, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you very restless without the marks that you can't sleep at night? Is it something like this? See, I will definitely give you the marks. What did I say in the beginning of the class? That some 50 papers I have checked. I have to convert them into PDF file. Okay, these things take time, Arun. Okay, so I will be doing that today and sending you the marks. If your name is already there in that 50 names, you will get your marks, and rest as and when I check them, I will give you the marks. Okay, it is not like I'm going to keep the marks for myself, I will definitely share the marks. Okay. Right now, please bring all your concentration over here. So 0.75 inches I want to convert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type it in the inches box. This is 0.75 and you can see it is 1.905. So I'll not use 0.5. I will simply take 1.9. So I'll come back here and just I will type 1.9 here. Press tab, go to the next one, 1.9, then next one, 1.9, next one, 1.9. And I have left 1.9 centimeters from all sides. Click on OK and you can see that it gets exactly set at 1.9 centimeters from both the sides, horizontally as well as vertically. So we'll go to custom margins again. From here, you can see something known as a gutter margin. Now, this is not the roadside gutter which I'm talking about. This gutter margin is actually used for the purposes of binding. Okay, because normally if you are trying to print a book, so that book needs to be binded. So now just see this preview over here. I'm increasing the gutter margin and you can see a kind of a shaded line appears over here. Okay, this line, this margin is considered for the purposes of binding the pages together. If you have created say 100 or 200 pages and you want to publish this as a small booklet, you can use this gutter margin for purposes of binding the book. Okay, जब bind होगा तब उसका काम आएगा. Gutter position is left. You can change the gutter position to the top, like a notebook kind of a thing, a flip notebook. Okay, so this way you can set, but right now because we are working on simple topics, so we don't need a gutter margin. Okay, it is only needed when you want to print a book. But if you want to just print some pages and keep those pages with you, you can simply do without gutter margins also. Now we will be seeing the next one, that is orientation. Now I have reduced the magnification here. Right now the orientation is portrait. I will change it. Now it becomes landscape. Usually landscape orientation is used when you have a lot of data along the width of the page. Okay, so you can change this orientation according to that. Next is size. There are some standard page sizes, okay, which is meant for the purposes of printing. Because ultimately, if you are creating a soft copy, some or the other time you will use it for printing. Okay, mostly MS Word or any word processor should have ample options for printing the document also. So normally, if you check, people use letter size as the standard size for printing, which comes with these dimensions, 21.59 centimeters by 27.94 centimeters. You go to the market, to the stationery shop, and you tell them, give me letter sized pages. So he will give you a stack of letter sized pages. And just similar to that, you have A4 size sheets also, like your question papers which are printed, which you get in the exam. They are usually printed on an A4 size paper. Slightly larger than A4, we have A3 size paper. Okay. Then executive statement. Legal is usually used by advocates, okay, for printing legal documents. Tabloid and various other page sizes are there. These are standard, world standard page sizes. Out of this, you use mostly A4 and letter, and sometimes even A3. Okay, so right now you can see that the page size has been set to A4. This is important because if your printer accepts only A4 sized papers, you need to set the page size as A4. It should not be like you are typing everything on an A3 size paper and you have a printer which only prints on A4 sized papers. That will result into your text and other things getting cropped on your page. So instead of doing that, make sure that you have set the proper page size. Into the next part, you can see something over here as columns. Now let me show you an example for this. Newspaper template. In the newspapers, you might have seen text is written normally like this. Have you seen text written this way on newspapers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the same
Yes, ma'am.
article, but it starts from here, then it continues over here. That is, it appears in the form of two columns. So you can do a similar kind of setting here in Word also. How? Select all the text which you want. Suppose I want only this much text. I will select this. I will go to columns and select 2. So now it appears in the form of 2 columns. I can also set it to 3 columns. Okay. I can also go to columns option and I can set a line in between. So it will appear in this way. That is with a central line. Understood? So this way you can also divide your text in the form of columns. Now see why I'm doing that, because some part of my page is always wasted. So if I want to utilize that part, I can select all this text. I can go to columns and set it as 2 columns. So now my page is utilized. You can use this with notes. Suppose nowadays everything is online. So if you are creating notes and someday you want to take a printout of those notes, what you can do is separate the notes in the form of columns like this. That way you will be able to save pages also, and it would be easy for you to read also. Understood? Next is page borders. How to provide page borders. Something very interesting we are going to see. How to provide page borders. So we'll go to Home tab. Within the Home tab, we'll go to the paragraph group. And over here, I've taken the attendance. We'll go to borders. And from here, we'll go to the last option, that is borders and shading. Click on that. Now here, the first tab is borders. Second tab is page border. Third tab is shading. Let me explain these three. One second. One second, students.
Ma'am, I at 10:52 I have ended my call and joined again. Ma'am, my name is in the attendance or not?
1 second. What's your name? Ishana. I'll do one thing. I'll take the attendance again. Right now, checking the name would be a little difficult, so I've taken this attendance. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Simple border is for text border. Please write these somewhere. Page border is for entire page. And shading is for coloring paragraph text. Coloring paragraph text background. Border option will be used to change the border of text. Page border will be used to change the border of entire page. And shading will be used to change the color of the text. So let us understand this quickly. So here you have borders. So firstly, we will understand text borders. For example, you have this text over here. So I'll select the text. Yes, I know it. We'll go to borders and shading. From here, you can set box, click on OK, and you can see that the text gets a border in the background. To the same text, you can also provide a shading. You'll go to the shading box, select any color, click on OK, and you can see a shade in the background. All you need to do is just select the text, go to this option, borders and shading, select any of, set any custom option also. From here, you can select any custom, change its width if the width, change the color of it. Right now we are getting only a simple one. We didn't get a nice shaded border because we had not changed it over here. So I'll try to change that. Yes. Set the color. Yes, now it is red. You click on OK and now you will get a red border outside this. Same way page borders, I'll just click on this, borders and shading, go to page border. The same thing you can do, but page border comes with some extra options. You can see a tree border on all the pages. You can even change that. You can go to page border and you can set something else. You'll get a heart border on the page. And you can also set some border of your own choice over here. Like I've selected this border. I can select some color for this, maybe purple color, and you will get that border also. Okay, so these are most of the features which I have covered in Word. There is still a lot of Word which is left. Okay, so that slowly and gradually, now that you people already know how to work in MS Word, you can start creating documents on your own. Please practice all these features, and as and when I keep posting videos, please use those videos and practice the features. Okay, so I'll end the class today itself. I'm in a hurry, I need to go somewhere, so I'll take my leave now. Thank you everybody. See you in the next class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.